live on your tablet, phone, and the KUTV app. This is 2 News Live.
Thanks for joining us for 2 News Live. I'm Brian Schnee. It is Friday. Let's exhale and get ready for the weekend, shall we? October 20th. Going in depth tonight, a couple different topics. Looking at the latest with Gabby Petrato and a settlement proposed to one of the families. Also, we've got the dinosaur bones and the fossils here in Utah. We'll tell you about a scheme basically that went through multiple channels in multiple states to steal them from federal lands and ship them overseas to make a lot of money. Before we get there, though, let's take a look at our headlines. Find a lot of these on our website, KUTV.com. Happening tonight in Utah County, a vigil for a teen hit and killed by a car this week. 17-year-old Sienna Schoenrock was hit near 4th South Vineyard Road on Monday night. Family and friends gathering 1850 West, 400 South, 7 o'clock tonight to remember her. Also in your headlines this evening, Israel says that American hostages taken by Hamas have been released. Hamas saying it is releasing the mother and daughter for humanitarian reasons, following an agreement with the Qatari government. They talked about that today. Secretary Blinken spoke about that with American media this afternoon. A race for campus safety at the University of Utah now less than 24 hours away. The Lauren McCluskey Foundation and the U sponsoring tomorrow's event. The race begins bright and early 8 a.m. at the McCarthy Family Track and Field location there on campus. And the Jazz are announcing some new experiences ahead of opening night, which is next Wednesday. The Delta Center featuring some new restaurants, some club upgrades, new fan attractions. They take on the Sacramento Kings opening night Wednesday, the 25th. We will be out there hoping to show you some of those new restaurants and locations throughout the venue. So join us on 2 News beginning, I think, at 4 o'clock that day. As we go in depth, you can always get in touch with us during the show. Use the hashtag 2 News Live to, of course, join our conversation. Always find us on the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Send a direct message any of those places to weigh in. New developments today in a lawsuit between the parents of Gabby Petrato and Brian Laundrie. There could be a little sense of closure for the parents of Gabby Petrato, more than 2 years since she disappeared and was murdered by her fiancé, Brian Laundrie. WFLA TV reporting Laundrie's parents sent a settlement proposal to Petrato's parents, who sued for emotional distress. Petrato's parents say Brian's mother had written a letter to her son containing references to bringing a shovel and burying a body. The Laundrie family's lawyer said the letter was written before Brian and Gabby's cross-country trip, and they say it's not related to her death.
This sounds like an argument that you make at trial when everybody has seen what you're trying to present, and then at that point in time we dire the witness, we make some credibility determinations, and then we decide whether or not it's relevant or not relevant.
That clip was from a courtroom in May. You'll remember Gabby disappeared during a road trip with Brian, which included stops in Utah and, of course, the interaction you see there with Moab police. Video we've showed you time and time again. Gabby's body was found in the Bridger Teton National Forest, and her death was ruled a homicide. Brian Laundrie ultimately disappeared and committed suicide near his parents' Florida home before officials obtained a letter in which he admitted to killing Gabby. The family's already reached a $3 million settlement in a wrongful death lawsuit filed after authorities concluded that Brian strangled Gabby to death. Going in depth on a very Utah topic here, over 100,000 pounds of dinosaur bones were allegedly stolen from right here in the Beehive State. They were shipped overseas for massive profits. This according to an indictment. 4 people were involved in this operation from March 2018 to roughly March 2023, but more are believed to be involved, and those folks were unnamed in the indictment. I scanned it today. It was about 20 pages long. Vint and Donna Wade, 2 of those named, they live in Moab. They were charged for purchasing paleontological resources removed from federal land in southeastern Utah, so that could be dinosaur bones, fossils, other things. The indictment suggests other people were involved in removing the items, but the Wades would stockpile those resources. They would sell them off at gem and mineral shows. And they also sold some of them to Stephen and Jordan Willing of California and Oregon. Those 2 also helped to export the dinosaur bones to China. They all worked together allegedly to mislabel the bones and deflate their value to avoid detection by federal agents. U.S. attorneys are prosecuting this as an environmental crime. They're all being charged with conspiracy against the United States, Paleontological Resources Preservation Act violations, theft, among other charges. And here's how it all shakes out according to the U.S. attorney right here in Utah.
It is alleged that Vint and Donna Wade purchased Dinosaur Bones knowing that they had been removed from federal land in southeastern Utah. Some they kept for their own, but some they sold, a large percentage, they sold to Steve and Jordan Willing. And Steve and Jordan Willing then exported the bones to China. It is alleged that the Wades sold over $1 million, approximately 150,000 pounds of paleontological resources taken from southeastern Utah, and that the Willings then shipped these paleontological resources to China. During one transaction alone that is alleged in the indictment, the Wades contracted to sell 28,000 pounds of dinosaur bones to the Willings for $1.4 million. You will also see allegations in the grand jury's indictment that the defendants knew the bones were taken from public land and that they took steps to hide the true nature of the bones. The actions alleged in this indictment violated PARPA. PARPA is the Paleontological Resources Preservation Act. I'm going to spend just a little bit of time talking about PARPA because it's something that most people are not familiar with. Most of you are probably familiar with ARPA, the Archaeological Resources Preservation Act, but it is rare that we have a case charged under PARPA, and extremely rare, in fact maybe never, to have a case charged that involves this large, of this many pounds of paleontological resources. So the Paleontological Resources Preservation Act was enacted by Congress in 2009. The purpose of the act was to prevent people from, among many other things, removing, selling, and exporting paleontological resources found on federal land. Now, paleontological resources are defined as fossilized remains of organisms that provide information about the history of life on Earth. PARPA was enacted to preserve the scientific and historical value of these resources. As you can imagine, when dinosaur bones and other paleontological resources are removed from their primary location, and especially when they are further processed, they lose almost all scientific value.
In addition to selling over $1 million in these resources and dinosaur bones, the four accused and the others unnamed in the indictment apparently caused more than $3 million in damages.
So if they come across either paleontological or archaeological resources, they'll leave it in place. Just as she said, once that resource is removed, it loses a lot of value. What we would ask for someone to do if they do come across it is to document it, probably take a picture or a photograph of it. If you can obtain grid coordinates to it, we'd like for you to do that. And then contact the local BLM field office or BLM ranger. Again, once that's done, we will send people out to take a look at it, to verify that that is a resource, and we will document it on our end and make sure that we preserve it for future use for all public visitors.
A lot of land here in Utah. So where exactly were all of these fossils and bones taken from over that 5-year stretch? Well, I reached out to the Bureau of Land Management Utah this morning. Didn't get a reply on asking, I guess, more specific locations. However, in the indictment, there are federal land locations mentioned in the Hotel Mesa area and near Cisco, which is along I-70, and they described in the Morrison Formation surrounding Moab, which is just a lot of land. So that seems to be the location generally where a lot of this was dug up from. I reached out to an attorney for Vint Wade this afternoon, one of those who allegedly purchased these items. The reply I got from the attorney, classic, no comment. All right, let's talk about something weather-related, shall we? Why not?
Right.
Let's get into the weekend here. I mean, everything looks really nice.
I know.
This is
our
a good
third weekend in a row.
This is great. I mean, you've been dialing it up just perfectly.
I accept tips.
Yep, I'm
please.
sure you do.
I don't, but It is really
People
nice.
can drop them off here on Main Street in Salt Lake City if they'd like. Just stamp them up against the glass here, right up against the 2 News studio.
Okay, so look at these temperatures. I mean, we have open streets going on in mid to late October. I was a little worried when they announced that we'd be doing open streets through the end of the month.
You thinking going to need the space heaters out there, right?
Chilly, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's perfect. So here we go. It is when Main Street is shut down. They have some putt-putt going on right now on main streets. So it looks like a lot of fun. So downtown's will be a little busy.
Terminology, putt-putt, I like it.
Mini golf, if you don't know what putt-putt is. But temperatures will be in the 60s. Once that sun goes down, though, Brian, it's going to get a little cool. So just keep that in mind.
We should get out there and do that after this.
We should be doing it right now.
Take us live on 2 News at 6.
We'd go in depth.
In competition.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at your weekend, though.
He knows I'd win. All right, here's the forecast. High pressure is right on top of Utah, keeping things dry, really region-wide. I mean, this is huge. From Seattle to Texas, big blocking high. Now, you'll notice there is a couple isolated showers going up over the Sierras. There's a very little weak storm that's going to try to push in for tomorrow, but it's not going to have a huge impact on our weather, mainly just a few clouds in the afternoon. In the meantime, though, temperatures are staying very warm for this time of year. Phoenix, 103 today. We were well into the 80s in southern Utah. Salt Lake officially 77, so it's been a very warm Friday as we wrap up the work week. And again, through the weekend, it's going to stay very pleasant. Now, tonight, we'll be dropping to the low 50s here along the Wasatch Front. It's not bad. 43 in Park City, Nephi 39, some 40s through central Utah. A couple clouds might be rolling in later tonight and into tomorrow. We'll call it mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies for your Saturday with highs in the mid 70s. So staying at least 10 degrees above normal. If you're up in Park City, Evanston, highs near 70 degrees. We'll see temperatures closer to 80 in central Utah tomorrow, and St. George coming in at 86. So that high is starting to shift towards the east. It'll actually flatten just a bit because of this weak storm. There's these isolated showers that I mentioned, mainly over the high Uintas, but don't cancel any outdoor plans. But there might be a brief shower, shouldn't last too long. And then as we head into your Sunday, a few clouds over northern Utah. This is our next storm system, bringing a little bit of rain across the west coast. Now, it kind of starts to fall apart, though, as we head into your Monday, and it drops to the south, but might produce a few mountain showers Monday. I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of rain in the valleys, but there might be 1 or 2 stray showers. But what it will do is bring an end to our temperatures in the 70s. So it's going to feel a little bit more like October as we cool off into the 60s for next week. But Saturday, big game down in Provo, taking on Texas Tech. 5 o'clock, 75 degrees at kickoff. But by the end of the game, it does cool off into the 60s. So again, a little chilly out there. So bring a sweater just in case. St. George, a couple high clouds, temperature staying very pleasant. If you're at any of those national parks, it'll be very comfortable hiking weather, but still a little cool in some of our deserts during the morning. And then temperatures will drop a few degrees next week. Mid to upper 70s Monday through Wednesday. It could get a little bit cooler, though, towards the end of the week. We're watching some cooler air that could be spilling in. There's still some uncertainty in it, but we might even see a little bit of rain and snow pushing into northern Utah. Right now, it looks like maybe Wednesday night into Thursday, but again, that's still up in the air. Upper 70s through Sunday, mid to upper 60s early next week. We'll might see a passing shower on Monday, and then there's that storm that could be rolling in Wednesday and into Thursday. But look at those temperatures drop into the 50s by the end of the week. So it is coming, that cooler weather. Those overnight lows could also drop into the 30s. Right now, we're not forecasting our first freeze, but as we've been talking about in depth the last couple of weeks, start thinking about winterizing your sprinklers because it is that time of year. Turn off your water. With these cool temperatures, there's a lot of moisture in your lawn, so should be watering.
People look to you for that too. Knowing when that overnight freeze is, do I have to cover the gardens? There's a lot of people out here that
still
take
growing
those
right now.
Yeah. So I mean, this is obviously nice up until a certain point while we're
it's coming.
Going to be looking for the
freeze.
freeze.
It actually hits 32 degrees.
Okay, we're thinking maybe a little mountain snow or something here. Too far out.
Too far out.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, maybe valley snow.
We'll
see.
Whoa. Let's just get through the weekend first.
But if you were watching the forecast, we talked about how uncertain we are about this storm.
Yep.
The computer models are kind of just flip-flopping right now.
Non-meteorologist, I'm uncertain 3 days and out.
And
so
usually I
leave it up to you
I
guys.
like to be pretty certain.
Yeah.
This one's a little weird for me right now, so
Okay,
just stay tuned. We'll know more.
We'll see what happens
Yep.
here. All right, let's take a look at what's trending on our website right now, KUTV.com. Not a lot of great news. I'd love to at least see something positive up here. Some more of your daily crime or unfortunate news leading the way here in our trending section. Something we did talk about at length yesterday. still hanging up there in that top 5. The video showing the moments where American Fork Police located Ruby Franke's children on the day of her arrest. A lot of you have been looking at that content, of course, over the last month and a half. Shouldn't use the word content. It makes me sound like I work for a news station. Video, article, let's try that again. But not a lot of positive stuff up here. Let me see if I could just find something good. Oh, the Utah Jazz. Let's just make that full screen here if it wants to load. Let's leave it up here. That's what's trending on our website. Thanks for watching 2 News Live. Great way to end the week. Thanks for being with us. Chase is here too.
Yeah,
should be a really
great weekend.
Really nice weekend. Was really hoping that they would just extend those like October festy events a little bit longer.
I know, another Oktoberfest, I think, with this beautiful weather, but
Yeah.
you got to put an end to something.
Sure. Well, you get a lot of the resorts got to get ready for the big.
It's coming. We're
the big
less than
time
a
of year.
month away from opening day at some of our ski resorts.
I know, it's amazing. Early November last year. Brian was the first. Everyone else was like 1 or 2 days right after. They were trying to get in the mix.
And that's when I went down the mountain snowboarding.
All right.
I believe it was like.
Are you doing it again?
Am I doing it again? Of
I
course
just
I'm
want
gonna
him to
do it
spill
again.
the beans. Thanks for watching 2 News Live. Have a great weekend. We're back Monday. You see something great out there this weekend, send it to us. Send it to us and chime in. Want to see what you're up to, those great photos. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday for 2 News Live at 5:30. Take care.